Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Patreon, and contact Dayspring Discussions on the Facebook group, Twitter account, and dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope everyone is gearing up for a good 4th of July. We're going to have a couple people over tomorrow, have some good food, good company, of course, chill out. Hopefully the rain will not come too soon. I think there's like a 50% chance of rain. We're going to set up some ping pong, some bean bags, and some inflatable pools in the backyard, and hopefully just have a good day and then later go watch fireworks over in Buda, Texas. So you guys go out, enjoy your 4th of July, but for now, sit back, relax, and let's talk some geek stuff. Okay, starting off, little housekeeping. So I have family in town this week, so with the holiday as well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a show again this week, possibly on Thursday, I'm hoping, but with that as well, because it is a holiday week, not a lot of news comes out. Most of the stuff I'm going to talk about was from last week, so if there's something to talk about, I'll talk about it on Thursday. Otherwise, if I don't have time, I might not do a show again this week. But Sunday, I plan on seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp, either Saturday or Sunday, and you can be sure next week I will be back to talk about it, so stay tuned for that, guys. Okay, so let's get down to business. Starting off, first story of the day, Warner Brothers has given us a peek as to what their DC Universe streaming service is going to be like. On Friday, they launched a trailer, kind of giving us an idea of what it's all going to be about, and also giving us a few more details on the original series that it's going to be. So there's a beta version that's going to come out in August. I've already signed up for it. You can go out to dcuniverse.com and do that, and then the full thing is going to drop in the fall. We don't know what the price is going to be at. I imagine it's probably going to be around the Netflix, Hulu pricing, between $10 to $15, I imagine. But this is strictly DC content. So you got some TV shows, you got some movies, and one thing that was a surprise to me was you actually have comic books. They're going to be on it as well. And that's one thing that got me when they first announced the name of it was going to be DC Universe. I was like, okay, they're calling it DC Universe, but it's going to have movies and TV when the real DC Universe is officially the comic books. So I think it's so cool that you have all this back history of stuff, because people who maybe don't read comic books, they're going to log on for all the Superman, Batman movies and TV shows that they enjoy. But they're also going to get to read comic books on their TV, which I think is going to be pretty cool. I'm excited for this. Of course, you got Titans as the series they're going to lead off with. And then all the other ones are going to come later. It looks like they're premiering Young Justice Outsiders, which is the one I'm most excited for, and Harley Quinn, both animated series in 2019. And a few more details about Harley Quinn. It looks like it's going to be about Harley breaking away from Joker and trying to join the Legion of Doom. Now, I'm thinking it's going to be some kind of comedy, because that scenario just seems hilarious to me. And then also we're going to get Swamp Thing and Doom Patrol. So 5 original shows to start off, later to come. It also looks like you're getting a bunch of archive stuff with all 4 original Christopher Reeve Superman movies. You got animated movies such as Justice League Paradox, Green Lantern First Flight, Batman animated series, and then you have the original Wonder Woman series on there as well, and some other comic books such as Action Comics, Detective Comics, Justice League, Swamp Thing, all that stuff. Now, Dan Leto, publisher of DC Entertainment, said, quote, "We want the DC Universe comic reader to be blended of art and technology that would further enhance fans' experience of the live-action and animated programming of DC Universe. This hand-curated selection from our decades of comic creations gives fans a thematic digital long box to carry with them on a device of their choosing, or lets them watch exclusive video content on a big screen followed by the comic that inspired it." That's pretty much what it is, guys. I mean, I switched to digital comics quite a while ago, and I gotta say I'm pretty happy with it, because if ever I used to go on a trip, I would pick out my comics or my graphic novels and have a backpack full of them that I have to carry. Now, I take 5 or 6 graphic novels, I load them onto my tablet, and all I have to carry around is my tablet. And that's awesome. Also, I can have that tablet for Hulu or Netflix and stuff like that. So now I just have to have the one app to where I can go and read an issue of Superman, have a Superman movie, and then watch Superman on TV, all in one app. If I was someone who, was looking to dive deeper into the DC content, this app is going to be for you. I'm definitely excited for Titans. Of course, I am bursting, though, for Young Justice Outsiders. I can't wait for that. I got to go back and rewatch the first 2 seasons of Young Justice before I watch it. But nevertheless, guys, let me know what you think about this app. Are you excited for it? Do you plan on signing up for it right away? Like I said, the beta is coming out in August, so you can go to dcuniverse.com and sign up for that. All right, guys, next story that came out last week, speaking of DC actors, Jared Leto is apparently in the process of making the jump from one comic book to another, as he is going to be playing Morbius the Living Vampire in Sony's Spider-Man spinoff. Now, the studio has already lined up director Daniel Esposa to direct the film. He directed the Sony film Life as well, and it looks like this is, slowly working its way. Looks like the script is being written. We don't have a release date yet. But really, in my opinion, this all comes down to how Venom does. Tom Hardy in Venom in October is going to let us know, because Sony's idea of doing this whole Spider-Verse without Spider-Man, because Tom Holland is the current Spider-Man and he's in the MCU, but we don't even know really if this Venom film is going to take place in the MCU. There's just a lot we don't know. But trying to do these Spider-Man films without Spider-Man, because that's what Sony has, I'm not a fan of. Most of these characters, such as Venom, work because of their relationship with Spider-Man. I feel the same way about Batman and his rogues gallery, and so on. So, a lot of people like Venom because he's the anti-hero. I can't stand him. Whatever, if that's your cup of tea, good for you. But the fact that it's got Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams, 2 really good actors in the film, makes me intrigued. I wasn't super intrigued by the trailer so far, but of course, it's a comic book movie. I'm going to go see it. Now, Morbius, Jared Leto playing a, freaky vampire anti-hero type character. Okay, I remember Morbius from the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, and, he was a little odd. Definitely a character I can see Jared Leto playing. Now, Leto is also attached to not 1, but 2 Joker-led spin-off films at Warner Brothers that they're trying to get going with the DC Extended Universe. I don't really believe those are on the uppity up as well, and honestly, I don't see Morbius moving too fast if Venom doesn't do well in October. So really, at this point, it's kind of moot for me. They can look at it all they want, but the best laid plans of mice and men, as they say. If Venom goes down, this is going to go down with it, and all the other stuff. I heard that the Silver and Black is also on hold, but I think they're definitely got something with their animated stuff into the Spider-Verse. I'm still digging that trailer. Lisa saw it when we went and saw Jurassic Park, and she seemed intrigued as well. So we'll see where it goes from there, guys. But Jared Leto as Morbius, I'd be into it, but we'll wait and see how Venom does. Okay, next up, gamers. You've got another one coming your way. Halo is set to jump to live action. Now, for years, there has been trying to be a Halo movie, TV series, somewhere something. I think at one time Peter Jackson was attached to it. Now it looks like where it's finally getting the jump to the small screen, and the cable network Showtime has officially ordered a scripted drama based off the uber popular video game series Halo. According to Entertainment Weekly, Showtime has greenlit 10 episodes, and it's going to be run by Awake's Kyle Gillen, who will serve as executive producer, showrunner, and writer. Now, Rupert Wyatt, director of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, is also going to help executive produce the series and also serve as a director for multiple episodes. CEO and president of Showtime, David Nevin, said, quote, "Halo is our most ambitious series ever, and we expect audiences who have been anticipating it for years to thoroughly be rewarded. In the history of television, there simply has never been enough great science fiction. Killing scripts are thrilling, expansive, and provocative. Rupert Wyatt is wonderful world-building director, and their vision of Halo will enthrall fans of the game while also drawing in a world of complex characters that populate this unique universe." Now, Halo's got several video games that have spanned several decades. The series is featured in the 26th century with a conflict between humanity and an alien threat known as the Covenant. Halo will weave deeply personal stories in through there with action, adventure, and richly imagined visions of the future. So, Halo's coming. Okay, first off, I've never played Halo. I know what it is. My friends have played it. A lot of friends have loved it. I get it. It looks cool. Never played it. Never saw any of the animated movies. Nothing like that. I'm not a gamer, guys. That's just how it goes. So, with this, I know the world, based off commercials and other people tell me. You got Master Chief, and I think it's got a very good layer for a good series. Now, ever since Game of Thrones hit it big with HBO, a lot of people have been trying to mimic that style of show, mainly by going back to medieval styles with like Vikings or, Reign and stuff like that. I think this could be Showtime's Game of Thrones if done properly, okay? Just like Game of Thrones, there have been a lot of series about medieval dragons, all that time period and all that world stuff. But what really people love about Game of Thrones are the characters. It's got a deep mythology, and you draw the characters in and you draw your audience in. Halo has that same opportunity to have a rich mythology, but you have to have the good characters, deep, interesting characters, to help the audience go through and be enthralled by it. Really, it's what it comes down to, guys. You can put whatever you want up there and it'll do fine, but unless you got the characters that people like, it ain't doing nothing. So, but Showtime definitely gives them some wiggle room. I like this move. I'm probably going to check it out when it comes out. Looking forward to a trailer. And like I said, Showtime has a really good opportunity here to do something really cool. Of course, it's a video game property, and we always know that those never have quite turned out well, even though I enjoyed the last Tomb Raider film and I wanted to get a sequel. I don't think it will. And of course, Mortal Kombat, the other great video game movie in my opinion, and then everything else is crap. But Halo as a series on Showtime, I give it a thumbs up. Hopefully you do too. Let me know what you think. Okay, guys, my last story for today. So, growing up, I read a lot of comic books, but I always have a confession. I'm mainly a DC Marvel guy. Okay, that's just the way I grew up. That's mainly what I'm into. Mainly it's the superhero genre that I'm into. So there are a lot of other comic books from a lot of other publishers out there. And I will admit, I haven't sampled as many of them or read as many of them as I should have. But every once in a while, one comes along that I enjoy, and I stick with it. Recently, there's a comic series called Skyward. And basically what this comic series is it's a world where Earth has lost a fraction of its gravity. And you fast forward many years later, and there's this girl named Willa who kind of finds out what happened on G-Day, as they call it, and has uncovered a plot to restore the gravity to its normal state. Now, this is a recently new comic that came out back in April. I think they just did issue 3 or 4, I read last week. According to Variety, Brad Payton has been tapped to make a film based on the comic book Skyward. Now, these days, studios are scooping up every piece of comic book property they can think of, and it's such a hot commodity right now. a lot of these comics are just getting off the ground before they get scooped up. I remember back when Kick-Ass was going, they didn't even publish maybe 3 or 4 episodes before they announced that they were going to do a movie about it. Same thing with Kingsman. It was so new, and they agreed to do that. A lot of stories are like that, and this is no different. So like I said, this is one of those comics outside of DC and Marvel that has caught my attention, and I have read for the last couple months, and I like it. I like the character of Willa, and that's, like I said before, characters are what drives it. You can have a good world, but you got to fill them with good characters to keep your audience or your readers there. I like the idea, the world that the creators, what are their names? Joe Henderson and Lee Garbett. I think I said that right. I never do, but I can say I did. Anyway, they got a good world going on here, and I'm excited to see what happens when you turn to live action. Now, the interesting part is Brad Payton. He's known for films lately such as San Andreas and Rampage, both of which he collaborated with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, given the fact that he has done recent films with him, is Johnson going to be in this film? I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't, to be honest. I'd be interested to see also who they get to play Willa. I think that's a very important part of this whole puzzle. Nonetheless, it's a non-DC, non-Marvel comic book property that's coming to the big screen that I enjoy, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes, guys. All right, well, that is it for me today. Time for you guys to fire back. Let me know what you think about the topics I have mentioned. Have you heard of Skyward? What do you think about it? Are you looking forward to it? Hit me up. I'll tell you more about it. You got Halo coming to Showtime. Any Halo fans out there? Are you excited for that? Would you rather see it as a movie franchise instead? Let me know. Of course, DC, Universe, excited, not excited, signed up, not signed up. Let me know what you think, guys. All right, well, that is going to be it for me today. Like I said, I'm going to try to get another show on Thursday if I have time. If not, I will see you next week with my thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp. Until then, may the Force be with us all.